Okay, so first of all, number 11, 4 more than means plus 4. 2/3 of a number. And that, of course, is equal to 22, right? That's what you should have written down. That's what you should have written down. All right, if you got that written down, that's probably worth half. All right, now when you're solving this out, 2/3 x equals 18, multiplying by the reciprocal. So x was equal to 27. All right, good job. Give yourself a check if you got the answer. Give yourself a check if you set it up properly. All right, that means you were in pretty good shape for yesterday. Okay, Brennan, what? Good for you. Brennan, it doesn't matter what you got. Look up there on the board. All right, and what you're supposed to do, Brennan, you're supposed to say, where am I different? Two-thirds x equals what? Well, it says 2/3, right? Okay. No, listen, I appreciate that, but just listen for me for a quick second. All right. First of all, we need to think about 3 consecutive integers. So the first thing you had to do is you had to be able to tell me what are 3 consecutive integers. And that would be, for example, 1, 2, 3. Does everybody agree with that? All right. Now, what I really would like for you to do is, because it is going to get harder, I'd like for everybody to put first, second, third, because those are the 3 numbers we're going to be talking about. So the first number will be what? Second number will be, and then the next one will be, it's that easy. That's all there was to it. All right, now what am I supposed to do with those numbers? What am I supposed to do with those numbers? You're supposed to add them. So we add them, all right? And we just go ahead and say 3x plus 3 equals 105.
And 3x is equal to 102.
Yep.
And then x is equal to 34. So
hold on a minute. So that is correct. All right, we're going to end up with
34.
X equals 34. Now, x equals 34, of course, is the what? The first number.
Yeah. So 34.
X equals 34 is the first number. So if you're writing consecutive numbers, you start with 34, then write 35, and then write 36. That's all there was to consecutive integers. All right, now we're going to talk about what? Consecutive odds. So if we want 3 consecutive odds, an example would be, for example, 1, 3, and 5. Now, how do you get from one odd number to the next odd number? You add 2. Most people's mistake is that they think odd, so you're adding 1 or adding 3. No, you're adding from one odd to the next odd, you're adding 2. All right. So again, I would like everybody to write down the first number. I'd like everybody to write down the second number and the third number. And I know some of you telling, can I just divide by 3 and go backwards and forwards? No, you don't need to do that because you're smart. All right. The problems will get harder down the page. All right. You need to know how to set them up. Now, from there, we said the first number will be what? Second number will be,
X plus 2.
and then the third.
X plus 4.
There we have it, guys. And what are we supposed to do with those numbers? Add them together. So that becomes 3x plus 6 equals 105. Subtracting 6, 3x equals,
99.
and so of course now
33.
x equals 33.
So it's 33,
Right.
35, and 37.
And so now we have the first number, 33. Well, I like to write it 33, 35, and 37. All right, now I'm going to record. I'm going to not record. I'm going to stop the recording for about 1 minute. And I want everybody, if you didn't know how to set up 12 and 13, Now I want you to give yourself a chance to set up question number 14. If you already did 14 and you go, that was easy for me, just continue going down the page. All right, continue going down the page. I'm going to stop or pause the recording. Okay, guys. Let's see. Okay, so now what I really wanted you to do for the 4 consecutive evens is I want everybody to write down the first, the second, the third, and the fourth. That's how I wanted you to do that. All right, now, again, someone tell me the first integer would be X. The next one would be the next one. And finally, come on, guys, I don't think that's that hard now. And sum means to do what? Add them up. So if you were to add the X's, I would end up with how many? 4X plus 12 equals 244. All right, I'm happy with that. And now it's just a matter of, can you solve that? All right, now everybody's hopefully having your calculator. All right, so it should be easier now if you're not, but again, 44 minus 12 is not that difficult. 4X equals 232. And so X is equal to, I think, 58. Everybody good with that? Yes, ma'am. What do you mean?
Like, why don't we do odd numbers and like we did 2 and 4?
Yeah. So listen to me. Very good question. So listen to me, Molly. Ready? If you start with the number, for example, 5, how do I get to 7?
2.
You add 2.
Oh, okay.
That's why it's plus 2. You with me on this now, right? So the plus 2 has nothing to do with if it's odd or even. It's just how to get from one odd to the next odd. You add 2.
Okay.
Good. Yes, sir. What?
The 4, like first, second, third, fourth.
I
4. That's the third. Okay, never mind.
Okay, so now my numbers are just going to be, what do we got here? 58, 60, 62, and 64. That's what I'm looking at. All right, thank you, Jackson, for taking care of that. All right, everybody happy with that? Everybody happy? All right, here we go. Bert's Burger Barn sold 495 hamburgers today. All right, the number sold with cheese was half the number without cheese. Now, this was confusing the way it's written. All right, so really what they're saying is the name, all right, and I should have just said 495 what? Sandwiches. That's right. Does everybody see what I'm saying? All right, there's a total of what? 495 hamburgers. Some hamburgers have what? Cheese, and some what? Don't. So I don't want anybody to get confused with that, right? A hamburger and a cheeseburger, right? The burger either has cheese or it doesn't have cheese. Everybody with me? Some people were confused last year. Does everybody agree with that? All right. So what we want to do is, right, we're talking about hamburgers and cheeseburgers. That's what I would do. All right, now again, remember, I'm really trying to help you be better at word problems. And so you have to learn to write data down. You're not expected to just be able to look at this and say, okay, that's the answer. It's not that easy. All right, you got to put thought into it. You got to organize your data. You got to organize your thoughts in your head. All right, so this is what we're talking about. Some with cheese, some without cheese. So we're going to call hamburger and cheeseburger. All right. So now it says the number sold with cheese was half the number without cheese. All right. So do we know how many there were without cheese? X. We don't know. That is correct. X. So then cheese would be what? 1/2 x. That is it. Brennan, what? Are you raising your hand, right? I was kind of happy you were participating. No, Jackson, I don't need your input. All right, I'm cracking heads in here. All right, you guys are playing around too much. We're not doing that. All right, just talking to the boys mainly. Now, from there, all right, what is the equation? What's the equation? But yes, I understand that, but let's write the equation, not the answer.
Oh, actually, plus 1/2.
Yeah, we're adding them up, right? So it'd be x plus 1/2 x equals 495. I don't think that was that hard. Now you can tell me what's 1x plus 1/2 x. I would prefer you write 3/2 x. Do you need help with that?
I'm sorry. I'm trying.
All right, now how do I get rid of the 3/2? Multiply by the reciprocal. So everybody should put 2/3, cross it out over there. Now take out your handy dandy calculator and go 495 times 2/3. 495 times 2 divided by 3. Everybody's doing that on your calculator. I want you familiar with your calculator. Don't write down my answer. How much? 330. So what does 330 represent? Hamburgers. And then I have 165 will be the what? The cheeseburger. Come on, we can do that. Yes, sir.
So I got the same exact thing. I just did it a different way. I did the cheeseburgers X and then without cheese 2x.
Yay. I was going to say that. Smart kiddos. All right. I don't like using fractions either. So if I know something is half of something else, I know something else is twice as much as something else. Right. So I really appreciate that comment. What he's saying is he could have made this 2x and this x, and then the problem is easier. Now, does x represent the same thing though, Tyler? Does x represent the same thing in this figure? Now it does not. All right, yes.
I forgot how to use calculator.
It's a division. 495 times 2 divided by 3. And there you have it. Alpha y equals. Write that down somewhere. I'm not going to tell you every day how to get to the calculator, how to get to the fractions. Alpha y equals. If you want to type in a fraction, alpha y equals will allow you to put the fraction on the calculator. All right. Now here we go. 416. Did anybody get the answer to 16? Anybody else want to give it a shot for 16? Miss Appleton, what did you say?
Oh, I don't know if I did it right.
Well, you can tell me what you got.
I got,
You know I'll be happy to tell you you're wrong. So
yeah, I probably am. So, I need to the sample, hold on. Okay,
Wow.
Oil, the old oil has 140, nope, 1,475 barrels of oil, and then the new one has 2,170.
I got that.
you got that, Tyler? Wow, all that I don't think I'm. Whoa, hold up. Brennan, what did you get again? Shh, shh. Wow, all right, all right. Brennan is in the game. Good job. All right. I look at my paper up there. I have nothing. I don't know what's right or wrong. Right. If I was a betting guy, if you gave me if you told me the answer, I'm going to go ahead with that. All right. I'm assuming you're correct.
I got something different.
Uh-oh. We could be problems. All right. So let's figure this out. Hold up. Listen to me now carefully. All right. In my opinion, you got to visualize things. It's not supposed to be just, well, that's the answer. You're not going to get better unless you write things out, try to get the data on paper and figure it out. So let's see if we can do that. A company added a new oil tank that holds 350 barrels of oil more than the old. So here's my old tank over here. This is my old. Now I'm building a new tank. All right, this is my new. How much did my old tank hold? We don't have any idea. So that's what? X. Now my new tank holds what? X plus 350. I just don't think that's that hard. Now, if you just want to write old and new, I'm totally fine with that. Together, they hold 3,650. So Miss Pancholi, what was the equation? 2x plus 350 equals 3,650. So 2x is equal to 3,300. Maybe that was your mistake. Maybe that was your subtraction mistake. Right? Double check now. Come on. And so now, Miss Appleton, what did you say X was? Right, 1,650 what? Barrels. All right, and that was the old. That's what you said. And then the new would be how much? That plus 350, which thank you is what? How much? $2,000. Is that correct, guys? Anybody else have an issue? Anybody? Anybody? Yeah, no, it's okay. Look, dude, that's why I'm trying to tell you, do I really care about the answer? No, I don't care about the answer. What do I care about? I care about your picture. I care about the equation. All right, the answer is just a minor part. I'm giving you more credit for setting things up. All right? Yes.
So I put for the old 1,475 and we need 2,175.
Well, that's definitely not true because if you add that together, right? Is there 350 difference between them?
Yes. But like, wait.
You see what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Luca, tell me something. Luca, I understand. That's why you had hand up. I want you to look up on the board and I want you to tell me where you disagree with my logic. Shh. This is what I'm trying to teach some of you guys. I can't help the way your brain operates. I can train your brain and try to show you how you should be thinking about them, correct? So I'm trying to say, with all due respect to everybody in here, all right, look up there on the board and see where you made your mistake and say, I don't understand why you did X and X plus 350. I don't know how you got 2X plus 350 equals 3650. This is how I can help you. Looking at your work and tell me how you did it wrong doesn't help me. You good? Is my logic up there good? That's what you have to look at, Luca. And I'm especially telling you not to just erase and write my work over your work. What?
My mistake is I did 3,600 divided by 2.
When you should have subtracted 350 first.
Yeah.
Yes, that's your mistake. That goes back to being good at solving equations. You with me? All right, here we go. Let's knock out number 17 now. Emily has $88 in her savings account. If she saves $350 per week, how long will it take for her to have $200 in her account? All right, Eddie, read it to me again and tell me how to write the equation.
So I'm gonna be $80 in our savings account. If he is
So what do I have to do?
We do 20,
Right?
and then when we do the week,
So Emily right now has how much in her bank account?
$88.
$88. Now, how much is she going to save per week?
3.50.
So she's going to save 3.5 W. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
So this is how much money she has. This is how much she's going to be saving. I want her savings to total what?
200.
So how do I write the equation?
3.50 W plus 88. 200.
Wow, that actually sounded really good. That's exactly right. Now, for those of you guys who are like, man, do I really have to write E and 88 and say, no, I don't. I think that was just pretty straightforward. Does everybody agree with that? This is just getting your thoughts in, organized. Is that good?
I solved it. That's
You what?
I solved it.
Yeah, now we're going to solve it. All right, we're going to solve it. So what do I do first?
Minus 88.
Yep, minus 88. So now 3.5 W equals what? 112. And now what do I do?
Divide 2.50.
And so W equals, come on, guys, 32. 32 what? Weeks. 32 weeks. It'll take her 32 weeks to reach her $200. You good with that?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Do we have to write W?
I listen to me. I'm trying to help you. You write whatever you want to write. And when you take your test, right, that's you. It's all on you. Right? I don't care. All right. You don't have to write everything I write down. Some of you are like, that was kind of easy. Can I just write this part? I said you can write just that part if you want. But if you make a mistake on your test and I don't see anything but a wrong answer, it's going to be harsh looking when you see a grade. All right. I'm trying to give you work. All right. I'm trying to give you points just in case you make a mistake. All right. Here we go. Next. The perimeter of a rectangle is 332. The width is equal to 76. Find the length. Now, some of you are like, well, I already know what the perimeter formula is. Who can remind me what the perimeter of a rectangle is? Brennan. That would be area. Tell me.
2L plus 2.
Yes, that's exactly correct. So everybody write down P equals 2L plus 2W. That is exactly correct. Now we're going to get into some formula-based problems. Now, somebody tell me what P equals. How much? 332. Equals, do we know what the length is? No. What's the width? All right, take 30 seconds with your calculator. Oh no, I'll give you 45 seconds and tell me what the length is. Chop, chop, quickly, quickly. 30 seconds. $15 seconds. What'd you get? 166 so far. 90. Ashley. 180. 90. 90. Eddie. 180. What did you get? 90. Somebody tell me what 2 times 76 is. Yeah, 152. Well, I'm not sure what some of y'all are doing. And now what's 332 minus 152? What's the problem? Now what do I need to do? Come on, the length equals 90 what? centimeters. I don't think that was that hard. Jolie, what?
I got 166.
Now remember, I'm asking you a question. You look up there on the board. I don't care how you got it wrong. I want you to look up there and say, okay, where did he get 152 from? How did he get 180? What's 2 times 76? Come on, don't say, oh, type it in your calculator and tell me what's 2 times 76. Now you're with me, right? Multiply the numbers. Multiply the numbers. Come on, we got this. Josh, how you doing over there? Good. Okay, who remembers from our lesson last year with geometry? Isosceles. What does isosceles mean? Yes.
It's like. All the links are different.
That would be scalene.
That's what I'm saying.
That would be equilateral.
They're not all the same.
That would be true.
They're the same.
Tell me, two sides are the same. All right, so everybody's going to draw an isosceles triangle. All right. And if you draw an isosceles triangle, you're going to mark two sides are equal. This side is equal to this side. So the base length is 85. What?
Last year, did you say it was at least 2 sides?
Yes,
So it's
that is
even-
correct. And I also said I don't like that definition. Though generally when people say isosceles, they mean two sides are equal. All right, so the base is what? 85. So what are the other two sides? X. All right, so I need the equation. Since you messed that up, Trey, write the equation now.
Okay, 2, or 285,
What?
or 2,
Don't tell me you don't know. I'm asking for the perimeter. What does the perimeter mean?
like the formula,
Why what does perimeter mean?
2L plus 2W.
If we were talking about a rectangle, I'd say, man, you're brilliant. Look up on my board.
Doesn't
And
that have to equal like 180 or something?
I'm asking you to look at my board up there and tell me what the perimeter is algebraically. Tell him. Yeah, the perimeters just add up the sides, but because we're brilliant, we don't have to write down X plus X anymore. We can just say what? Yes, the perimeter algebraically is 2X plus 85. Numerically, it's what? How much? 345. All right, now take 30 seconds. Solve that. Chop, chop. Trey, you see that now? All right, Josh. We're waiting on you. What is X? Yeah, we already know that. I want the answer. X equals. Anybody else get 130? 130 what? Centimeters. Yes, sir. Yes, especially you. What?
There's like an X, like a variable button. Should we put that? on
No,
X?
no. The calculator, eventually I'm going to show you how to use your calculator to solve the equations, but I'm not doing that right now. All right, eventually I will. All right, but right now, don't worry. Okay, the width of a rectangle is 15 inches less than the length. So instead of drawing it out, we're going to write the relationship between the length and the width. So which one do we not know anything about? The length, right? We don't have any idea what the length is. The width is being compared to the what? So the length is what? X. I want everybody to put length is X. If the length is X, what is the width? X minus 15. Exactly. Is that making sense? So now everybody's gonna, I already told you once, the perimeter is what? Perimeter of a rectangle. 2L plus 2W. Perfect. Now what is L actually? X. What's P before I get going any further? 98. What's L again? And what's W? Now, please, everybody look at that. I don't think it's that much more difficult, but that's what we have. What?
I thought you just did 2x minus 15%.
That's okay. It's not right, but you can think that if you want.
Well, would that be right on the? test?
No, it's not. That's the formula. Perimeter equals 2L plus 2W. All right, that's what we have. Everybody's got to write that out. Now, everybody solve that real quick. All right, give you 30 seconds. Go. You got to distribute, then you got to combine terms, then you got to add, then you got to divide. Everybody should be pretty good at the equations once we get it set up. And then as soon as you get X, somebody scream out the answer and annoy people. All right, little Miss Goody Two Shoes, what is it? Somebody said 32 inches. So she would say the length is 32 and the width was what? 17. I wouldn't take her word for it, but who got that? Well, then we have the answer. Jolie gave us the answer. We need not go any further. Thank you, Jolie. All right. Jolie is always right. So there you have it. Uh-oh.
Can you just explain how you got the answer from the equation?
Yeah, I solved it out. I said 98 is equal to 2x plus 2x minus 30. 98 equals 4x minus 30. Then I added 30, so 128 is equal to 4x. And so x was 32.
How do you get the width?
Well, what is the width? The width is whatever x is subtracted by 15. You see that now?
Yeah.
Good for you. Jolie,
I'm just confused. So I did the 98 equals 2x plus 2x minus 15. And then like I got,
hold on a second. What did you do?
I did what was up there with 98 equals 2x plus 2 plus 2x minus 15. Then I got the things after, but then how did you get, but then I got, like, I don't know, because then I got also got 17, I didn't know if that was the width.
You added 30, right?
Um,
And you got 128 equals 4x, right?
I didn't, I got 68 equals 4. I don't know how.
Well, 68 equals 4 is not a right answer. Now, I'm going to tell you how I know I'm right. All right. How I know I'm right is because what's 32 plus 17? 49. What's 49 times 2? 98. That would be the perimeter. That's how I know I'm right. Because I added the length and width and multiplied by 2, or I doubled each and added them and it should be 98. If you got something different, you can always, that's the nice thing about the word problems. You should be able to check your work and see if you're correct. That's why some of you say, well, can I just work it backwards? Can I guess and check? You're not allowed to guess and check. The reason why I don't want you guessing and checking, because you're not going to be able to finish the test if that's all you do. You with me now, right? You understand how I solved that? All right, it's getting a little bit harder as we go down. All right, what?
Where did you get the 2x?
The length is 2 times L. What is L? What is L?
X.
2 times X. Luca, did you just walk in?
Yeah.
That's the problem. Right? That's the problem. All right. Here we go. Let's check out 21. So I need everybody draw themselves a triangle. Triangle has sides with lengths that are consecutive even integers. Evan, so what are the lengths of the sides?
X and X.
Would those be consecutive evens?
Oh,
Oh,
then it's like X plus 2 and then X plus 4.
you are amazing. Thank you. X plus 2, and X plus 4. That is exactly correct. How did he know that? Because he can remember we started class and talked about consecutive evens. And we said consecutive evens are written as X plus 2. Now, I appreciate you guys. Finish up. Try all the way to 26. Work it out. Try them. I'm going to collect it when you walk in the door to see what you did. All right. Good job today, guys. Good job. Except for Kenneth.